Danganronpa.
Nighttime is all students. Emergency! Emergency!
Indeed. Right. Goodbye.
Why is that? I suppose. Well. What the heck? Huh? What is this? Well, huh?
Certainly.
What?
Could it be... It's not like some occult mystery.
Huh?
Could it be... You're serious?
What? And?
Say what? If you please. Yep. Today, I'm feeling... Hey, Damn it!
You hear me? Got it!
Ba-bum. And those embarrassing memories, and see, I'm going to hand them out now. Extreme! Yaha! What?
Count on it!
This is kind of... Okay.
So,
Listen to me! You hear me? Without a doubt. Quiet down and listen!
as for me,
Oh? Come on.
honestly,
Here we go. Hey! Say what?
I'm sorry. But... So,
That's true.
You hear me?
As such, soon the doors. Okay then.
Of course.
Good morning! Yep. Say what? Hey. Perhaps.
Huh? What the heck?
Naturally.
Just the worst.
Wait.
That's fine.
Perhaps.
So,
Yo! For serious? Hey! Well?
For this investigation, I have unlocked the doors. Please look around to...
It's all clear now. I see. Very strange. I see. Interesting.
What the heck?
A body has been after a certain amount of time.
What? Naturally.
Damn.
What the?
So...
this?
What?
No way!
Oh,
Oh, just a second.
What the heck?
Well,
I see!
so,
Don't make me repeat myself.
of course!
Stop talking.
It's the Monokuma file! See ya!
no way! Why?
Hey!
Such. Natural. What? Such.
Damn piece of shit!
Calm down. Because... That's right.
What? Hey! Hey! Huh? Actually... So then... Hey! Yeah! Punishment is
You son of a bitch!
So, there is nothing to be done. Is that okay?
Naturally. What? Stop talking. Let's go. Very strange. What?
Perhaps. However,
That's right. What? Let's go. What?
Did you call?
That's right.
You need some? Yep. Unbe... Of course.
So, in other words, such
Yep. Why?
That's fine. What? Very strange. I see.
Damn it! Now! That's impossible! I can't hear you!
What?
What?
That's fine. Don't make me repeat myself. It's all clear now. I don't have time to...
'Cause, I mean...
Such...
Please! 'Cause, I mean... Please! 'Cause, I mean... Well...
Very Don't make me repeat.
Yeah!
Let's go.
So,
That's...
What? Oh, nothing.
leave me.
Yeah.
Won't allow it.
Huh?
Won't. But...
That's fun.
What do you want?
It's Yak. What? Stop talking. Let's go. Don't make me repeat. Let's go. So, in other words... That's right. What? That's enough. Interesting. Such ignorance. What? So in other words, That's right. That's right. So in other words, such a That's fine. So in other words, let's go. I don't have time to play with you. Goodbye.
I see you.
That's it.
I've...
That's it.
Indeed. However... Well... So then... Goodbye.
Of course. I'm sorry. However... Of course.
Most Actually, indeed. What are you?
Oh,
Are you planning to?
what?
Because I can see a blue track.
Oh, you're, well,
Yes, indeed. Yeah, totally. Ah!
How unfortunate. Huh? Huh? Huh?
It's the moment you remember. Please go through the red door on the first floor of
Yo.
Come on! What are you gonna do?
Here!
Let's go.
Hey, come on.
Shall we go?
Count on it.
Well then.
Hey, come on.
Oh, very sad.
Shall we go? It's true.
Very well. Thrills, chills. Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then I'll punish everyone. Okay, let's talk about...
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a... What kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a... What kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's fatal. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a... What kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong!
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell? It was covered in blood. And there was nothing else.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's...
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Although, I believe the criminal behind this hit...
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack. The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong. I might...
What?
I found this file while I guess it's some kind of confidential file.
What? That's kinda weird as shit.
The why of it is probably more trouble. More importantly, it outlines, according to the file, there appear to be two. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually blood.
But more important is the other characteristic. And
Never made public? What the hell is...
why don't you tell them?
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer, other than the killer,
However, Chihiro is most definite. So, how did the culprit know about this when there's only one logic? It's because the culprit in this case...
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is...
Yes. In fact,
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
What? Hey, okay, Toko has like
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle.
Now I understand. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere. They thought that the suspect might have...
Oh, okay.
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the
A gun! You're talking about how she started acting...
That's right. Think back.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body, in other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room,
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people, it was to keep her other personality from getting out.
what?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend.
How? Yeah. How can you know all
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you...
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could, and that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude.
This is all a lie.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, but in spite of that...
You said if I kept my promise, that's the only reason I promised!
How many times do I have to tell you? But you weren't able to do it. You just...
I tried! I swear I tried!
But your efforts were useless. What?
I hate you!
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question.
The person? You...
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this? Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook, so what if one of them happens to be a serial killer?
So intense.
Like they say, sound and murderous mind, sound and murderous...
This one is so different from the one we've...
Yes, Well, the world is composed of a front and a back. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another.
Miss Jack,
What's up?
some of us think you might be the...
Well, I'll tell you. I am the master. Just kidding.
Then it's not...
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that and another thing! The police and government and society, I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirst...
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, so she had a very clear motive to never...
Interesting. Very, very, very. I'm sorry. As much as I hate to admit it, But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone. Maybe so, but nevertheless...
Do you really expect any of us?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
But I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that... Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're...
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it's wrong! Of the methods of murder, I think there's a slight difference between the genocide...
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me... I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that. In a way that maybe makes more. There are two clear differences between the... I got it! For one, in the Genocide Jack murders, according to the case file, they were... But Chihiro died from a bullet. Ah, yes! That is, wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way when there's more?
Right? In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the torta, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cook?
So, are you saying the other difference has...
I got it! Do you remember what the killer... They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders. Like I said, I'm a professional. So naturally, I'm very picky about the tools and Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you
Listen up, Big Mac.
Huh?
My word, you really? There's a pattern there. Just
Pattern.
figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have.
I got it! Is it because
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
in all the Genocide Jack cases,
They were all...
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the mopey side of me just hates it! But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodle? I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line!
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your It's a different matter entirely.
Quiet, lowly car!
Lowly?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect! That. Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy...
maybe you used the dumbbell because you...
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire...
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
She's full.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, and why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my... Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter? Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on.
But the body really was suspended, right?
Yeah! That's why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not...
Here's my answer! Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government doc. Plus, you'd already looked... Are you saying...
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of genocide because he wanted to pin the crime on...
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make the adorable glasses man was behind it all?
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now then I must ask. When we...
The way you were acting... You wanted to go to the girls' locker room.
I should have naturally thought of the boys. The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say. On the contrary.
Okay then, go ahead. Check.
you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the...
That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented...
That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro, so of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found... But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural reaction for...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl, so of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting... But he was acting...
If you're presented...
That's a natural reaction for any...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl, so of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we... But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with...
That's a natural reaction for...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girl. There was no time for... What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting...
If you're presented...
That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
No, that's wrong! I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us. What's the matter? You're not...
There is.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, and I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro it was some kind of rope.
That's right! It absolutely...
Then there must be...
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get...
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference between... You want me to explain when I want to kill, and I use those same scissors...
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! It
Then there must be...
Hey, Byakuya,
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference between... You want me to explain when I want to kill, and I use those same scissors...
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be...
Hey, Byakuya,
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong! Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I, that extension cord? What? An extension cord? Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And went missing. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord is
That's really what you think. I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room. Is that about right? What's wrong? I asked you if you...
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally...
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Sure. Do we really...
I know, but still, there's something that's still...
Is that right? I killed her in the girls' locker room. Then just specifically, I dressed it up to make it look... What about all that...
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro, but are you sure about that?
How disappointing. What kind of question is... She was found dead in the girls' locker room. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere?
Well, I think it's entirely possible, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please...
I believe I do.
Don't just move on without permission!
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took...
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere.
Your proof?
Is the poster in the girls' locker, a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. Why would the girls' locker room have a
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, a poster of the super popular... Again, that doesn't...
So you're saying that maybe...
And there's one other thing I noticed. You know what I'm talking...
You're referring to my protein...
Protein...
Well, I was in the girls' locker room, but I noticed that after...
the stain on the girls' locker. In fact,
That's definitely the stain from my protein.
Then, does that... But why would it...
to move the murder scene from one... What? In other words, in the blood-stained poster and carpet, by doing this,
I can certainly follow your huh? Why would they go to all... Actually, an even bigger question, how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room and the... To get into the locker rooms, but Chihiro's handbook should have... She had no way to get into the boys...
No, she did have a way! And I can
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how...
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Was it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room?
I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's... She used the thing that was in the main...
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong!
No, I don't think Chihiro used...
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess...
I am struck silent by how quickly...
Plus, isn't there a regulation?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want.
Yup.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense.
So then, she must have...
You can't fix an e-handbook.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial is...
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the...
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya!
Hold on a sec. I agree with you, though. I think...
What the... There's no way she could get in the book.
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial?
Wait.
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that...
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, alright then.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want?
Oh, I have no...
Girls' locker room?
We've already searched...
I'd like you to examine... Be sure to
Examine? No, wait!
It's probably...
It's not that I'm creeped out or in...
Very well.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would... So just leave...
Stop. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you... That's not it at all.
Okay. I'm sorry, Chihiro.
Be sure to check her entire...
Her entire... What?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible. This...
Is what?
is a boy!
Ah, I see. So...
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then... It's really true?
Chihiro was...
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy!
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the truck. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that—
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but And because the victim was male, he would have had no—
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his—
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he—
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boy, and the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko.
So Chihiro really was killed in—
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but
Well, I must admit, I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation.
So now everything has been connected.
Okay, well, connected or clear or...
So what about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro, but I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one—
He just seems to be too easy the way he's acting.
And you think that might be because...
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... He consciously chose to use the extension, at least, that's how... And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually if you really were the killer...
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have— It's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct.
Mark it as...
He's right. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard.
If you're really telling the truth, then... Why?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Now then, if it wasn't me—
Well, I don't...
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, because if we're wrong,
That's true.
Damn straight. Count me.
Do you not have a mind of your...
Of course I do.
Anyway, let's discuss this.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Shit!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that...
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man! Game over!
Yeah! No! Not game over!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Shoot!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Shoot!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before. Huh? Really?
Oh, but the rest of you had no idea, did you? That
Whatever! Just hurry!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he had a
Track jacket and a duffel bag.
It seems likely that the culprit.
And that is when he said Chihiro told me he was, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were.
Wait, so Mr. Fujisaki was on his...
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us.
Probably because he was afraid you...
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being...
Oh, what a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't...
No. You already have what you...
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should...
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based...
What? You want to track down some...
Even if we had the equipment for that.
As was noted, the evidence is
Maybe, but we can make...
Easy for you to say, but fine. Select. The bag was... All the bags in there are the same.
Well, if I remember right, do you think there might be some connection?
Perhaps. Let's explore that. First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks!
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the...
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even... First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, it's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What?
Huh? What I said?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago. She never said anything about the jet. So why did you say Chihiro?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's?
As a matter of...
Before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about it.
Then, Mondo.
Because I'm
sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were
Then the only reason he could have known what color is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! Cherry? Are you so? How about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
just by chance. I just happened. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in.
No. That... When Celeste noticed it, if you just ran into him briefly...
It would appear you...
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nothing.
Ah, now I understand. Your true intention was to draw a slip of the top. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on...
That's right. Hell, Mondo was my target all along.
But why?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men in whip. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's... And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo...
Did you notice such a...
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No. I'm not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it... Did you really...
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything What gives you the right to treat me like a
Yeah! He would never do something like that!
It's true. My reasoning on that,
That was fast.
Well, this does...
That's what my little ghost friend...
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
Really? What kind of a... Actually, you know...
Jeez, does your confidence...
What do you... It happens to be an E. Shoot!
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
for a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue.
Well, that's what I was...
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid...
That's odd. I didn't think that...
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof.
And yet, this one does appear to for all your confidence.
How precisely?
I got it! You already told us before that they...
Sure, maybe I let that slip. But I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break...
Then we can only assume you know what the weakness is.
You're asking...
I think it's a necessary piece of information.
But if I tell you, and just
Tell us already! Why would we want to break our own hand?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. Then allow me to make a special announcement. When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly, that layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, Make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness? And they'd realize it was broken, of course. And once they had Chihiro's handbook,
I won't say it's... I don't know of anyone who took their handbook.
I might know someone. Whoa! Sir, I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? What?
Mondo and Taka had an... And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, And when it was all over...
No! Wait! I don't accept this!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Shoot!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test if what you broke your own hand. In other words, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Shoot!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Shoot! I refuse to give up yet!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broke, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
No, it's wrong! Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it...
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think he took Leon's handbook after all. Monokuma said himself.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly...
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is which would mean that the handbook...
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, there is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But as such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse...
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on that way? Everything will become clear. exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to last night. So at the time, that something was a... With bag in hand, she made her way to the... But how could the victim... The killer is you! With bag in hand, she made her way. But how could the victim? Simple, which is why he was able to. Once inside, he. It seems likely that the killer. Attack. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the... It was likely in the heat of the moment. Which is why the killer then... And finally, a girl's handbook was... But this alone doesn't... After all, using one of those. Here's exactly what happened. After all, using one of those. The killer is you! After all, using one of those. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the... That could have been Byakuya discovered the... So, he went and grabbed the He used the cord. Then, Yuki wanted to create the... And around the same time, the killer, having there, they planned to And just as the killer somehow, and the reason they... And that's how it... Isn't that right, Mondo?
evidence. You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't... Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! False!
Is the... I refuse to give up yet!
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it! If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced it, in which case, once we don't got... Huh?
Yeah, I did it. I got no choice, man. Go ahead, Monica. Ask for the Roger
that. Wait! No wait time for the moment, Weevil. Who will you make the... What's it go... What? Unbelievable.
Sorry.
What?
Now then. Actually... Ha!
Wait.
Hey, What?
I'm sorry. But... That's right. I want to change.
Hey,
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Correct. Indeed. Certainly.
But...
Because... I knew it.
What is this? You're wrong!
Don't make me repeat my...
Hey,
Don't fuck with me.
I'm so... Huh? But I want to
You piece of... What?
Huh?
What?
No!
Damn.
I...
Yeah, that's right. You son of a bitch! I killed Chihiro, even after all this. And thanks to that...
Yep.
It can't be.
Well.
Ridiculous.
Now then, I prepared a very... Let's give it every...
Sorry, I couldn't keep the
Naturally.
Hey. However...
What?
Honestly. There is nothing to be done.
Well...
That's right.
I see.
But...
Interesting.
Correct. Indeed. Hey.
What's this?
You... What?
Damn. Huh? What the heck? Damn it!
the name of my...
You're getting all riled up! Well, anyway, this is a pretty... Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, fear and despair. But I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, after all. As long as you don't want to know... Oh, my. I know I said you super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied, and nobody'd be dumb enough to...
I know I shouldn't cry, but I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. Getting out of here, I can't let myself... If I keep thinking... Okay,